Alright guys, today's goal, the learner will understand angles and their measures. So just bringing up some review here. Find circumference of a circle with a radius of 4.5. So 2 pi r 9 pi inches. Find the radius of a circle with the circumference, so 2 pi r equals 14. So the radius is 7 divided by pi. That's just approximate there, so there's number 1, there's number 2. Given that s is equal to r times theta, find s if r is 2.2 and there's 4 radians. Well, s equals 2.2 times 4. 8.8. I believe centimeters. Convert 65 miles per hour into feet per second. So you have the miles over the hours. If you're doing that in 1 hour and you want per second, well, you got to go 1 hour for 60 minutes times 1 minute for 60 seconds. So those cancel, and then you have to go 5,280. Then you have to go to 5,280 feet per 1 mile. So those cancel and those cancel. So get out the calculator and calculate that. Let's see, 65 times 5,280 divided by 60 times 60. You get 95.33 feet per second. Okay. So convert 9.8 feet per second to miles per hour. So you got to do the opposite there. So you start with the 9.8 feet per second. Well, there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. And then there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. And then there's 1 mile and 5,280 feet. So what are we doing here? Ooh, pen. So the seconds cancel, the minutes cancel, the feet cancel. So now you got to multiply 9.8 times 60 times 60 divided by 5,280. You get 6.68. Let's see if I did this right, or maybe I missed something, because that seems very slow. Nope, we were right. Alright, so there's the review, but we'll be using some of this, so that's a good review. So what you're going to learn about: the problem of angular measure, degree in radians, circle arc length, angular and linear motion, and why angles are the domain elements of trigonometric functions. Okay? Alright, navigation. In a navigation course, the course bearing of an object is sometimes given as the angle of the line of travel measured clockwise from due north. So even though this is 0 to 180, it goes clockwise for navigation. This is just something to know for word problems. A central angle of a circle has a measure of 1 radian if it intercepts an arc with the same length as the radius. Okay? So when this distance and this distance equal each other, it's equal to 1 radian. You should remember these. This is to convert from radians to degrees, from degrees to radians, okay? So how many radians are in 60 degrees? You do 60 times pi divided by 180. So it's pi over 3. There we go. If theta is a central angle in a circle of radius r, and if theta is measured in radians, then the length of s is equal to an intercepted arc is given by s is equal to r theta. Remember that we did this in the review. So here's the thing. If you get a measure of radians and they want you to find the arc length, not the full circumference, the arc length, it's just the measure of the radius times the angle. Okay, that's for radian measure. For degree measure, see how we still have that r theta, but you have to convert from degrees to the radians. That's why it's times the pi over 180. But same thing. Okay? Find the perimeter of a 30-degree slice of a large 8-inch radius pizza. So let's think. That's not radians because it's 30 degrees. So you have S equals, now 8-inch radius. So we know that R is 8. So then you have 30 times pi over 180. So this would equal, well, that's 1/6, so it would be 8 pi over 6. But that would be 4 pi over 3 inches. But since here we're talking about approximate here, so you would do, I could have made a mental math error there, so double check me please. I would say it's approximately 4.1, well, she round, so 4.19 inches. Yeah, I did something. Oh no, we're good. We're good. Okay. But it says find the perimeter of a 30-degree slice of a large 8-inch radius pizza. Right there. I'm going to have to think about this one. I just found the arc length of the 4.2, but see, this is where pictures can help. It wanted the perimeter of the whole slice. So we know this is 8. This is 8. We needed the 4.2. So that's why it's 20.2 inches. See, I knew I was forgetting something. But that's how you can, if you see an answer, we got to figure out why we missed. So, all right, angular and linear motion. Angular speed is measured in units like revolutions per minute. Linear speed is measured in units like miles per hour. So angular speed tells you how many times it's going around the circle per every minute. Whereas a linear speed is telling you a distance based on time. Okay? Alright. Denzel Murphy's truck has wheels 36 inches in diameter. If the wheels are rotating at 720 revolutions per minute, find the truck speed in miles per hour. Okay, so go ahead and press pause and think about how to set this up. Think about those last two examples that we had, okay? From the review that we did today. That's what the last two I'm talking about. Okay, so if we set this up, we have 720 revolutions per every 1 minute. Well, we know there's 60 minutes in every hour, right? And we know, so here's the thing. One revolution, that's all the way around the circle. What's the distance all the way around the circle? It's 2 pi radians for 1 revolution. See how we're canceling things out again? Times. Now, how much is 1 radian? Because we got to get rid of that radian there. Well, 1 radian is half the circle. So what's the radius of a 36-inch diameter? 18 inches. Okay. But then we got to get from inches to feet. So there's 1 foot for every 12 inches. And then there's 1 mile for every 5,280 feet. Now look, feet, inches, radians, revolution, minute. What am I left with? Miles per hour. Okay? So you do 720 times 60 times 2 pi times 18 divided by 5,280 times 12. Make sure if you're using a calculator for all 1, that's in parentheses there. So you would say you are approximately 77 miles per hour. Okay? Alright. A nautical mile is the length of 1 minute of an arc length around the equator. So here's the thing. 1 minute is equal to 1/60th of a degree. So if we convert that to our radians, you do pi times 180. So that equals pi over 10,800. Okay? Now, so there's what we can use to convert minutes to radians, okay? Here are some other things you might need to have written down to be able to use for some of your word problems, okay? So copy those down. If we have questions, just ask in class. See you then.